It's the 23rd of August 2014, and how it's brightened up. It was such a downpour an hour ago. Here I am in the grass market, and it was around that corner, I might look for it, there was that furniture shop we used to go to before Mr. Bennett Levy was involved there, and who was my parents' friend? Murdo MacLeod from Sky, who was involved with it, who was a Labour man. I was very surprised. I thought being in business he'd be conservative. But so the grass market, well, I think there's a clue in the name, what used to go on here. But it was also where the city gallows was, on this spot here, well into the 18th century. Don't know why they stopped in the 19th century, because they were hanging people in public until 1868, and then in private until 1964. But anyway, this cross is here, it's about the Covenanters, blah, blah, blah. I won't read it out, because Charles I introduced his type of Christianity, really Anglicanism, but in Scotland. You know, made the Church of Scotland go that way, but most people wouldn't accept that. And they were Presbyterians. They didn't want bishops. They wanted elected elders. They wanted more strongly Protestant. They wouldn't accept this prayer book. They felt it was crypto-Catholic. So many, they signed a covenant, refusing to obey him on this issue, and that's why they're known as Covenanters. Many of them executed here. And there's the last drop, as a bit of a double entendre, some gallows humour, quite literally. Now, Robert Burns used to go to one of these pubs here, I can't remember which one it was. Maggie Dixon, just reading about her, a woman who became pregnant outside of wedlock, hid the birth, her baby died, and she tried to dispose of it. But the fact that she didn't actually kill her child, but it was still a capital offence, concealing the pregnancy. And they hanged her here. They took her body by coffin to Musselburgh, and they were about to bury her, but they heard noise inside the coffin, and she was alive. But she was allowed to live. It was ordained to be the Lord's will that she survived. Greyfriars Churchyard is up there, of Greyfriars Bobby. I saw the film when I was about 8. Can't think what else is. Cowgate is the street along here. I read the tiny plaque to James Connolly. I'd never seen it before. He was from 107 Cowgate. And it's small and measly and miserable, so really a fitting monument to him. And I was thinking, most socialists during the Great War, they said this war is horrific, it's unjust, we should not be setting one people against another, we should have a class war if anything, and there he was trying to set the Irish against the English, Welsh and Scots, and indeed he knew this was going to set Irish against other Irish, so it was obviously it was a dismal failure, and he ended up being executed. And there's been no socialism in the Republic of Ireland. It's not a socialist state in any sense, so absolutely ignominious for his cause. But Irish Republicans, I mean, they're extraordinary at treating all these defeats as though they're successes. Right, I don't think it is here. I can't remember what it was called, the furniture shop, or the antique shop. My parents were so into antiques, and I can't remember what else yeah, Max Models on the Royal Mile selling model soldiers is not there anymore. I can't remember which one of these it would have been, but it's obviously gone. There's another little shopping centre up there. I was absolutely bored shitless of all this shopping, you know, having no friends here. Well, you can't see from this angle, but there's a view of the castle, and my dad said that'd be the last thing you would see as you're jerked to Jesus. But jerk was an unfortunate word to use in the context. Right, and I went on that sightseeing tour years ago, but now they're doing so many more languages like Arabic and Russian. They only did European ones when I was around. I'll switch it off.